All right, guys, not one tattoo on the whole body. Why? People have been asking me for a long time. I get messages weekly, literally weekly, asking, oh, why don't you have any tattoos? Why are you one of the few fighters who doesn't have any ink on your body? That's what I'm going to explain to you guys today. Alright guys, tattoos. I want to talk about this because I think it's very funny that, we're born with no tattoos. I have no tattoos, and yet I'm the oddity, one of the few in MMA kickboxing who doesn't have something on their body. And I just have a couple of reasons throughout the years why it never ended up happening for me and why now I'm sticking to my ground and I'm going, yeah, I'm never getting a tattoo. So first off is part of the way I was brought up. I was brought up that, our bodies are almost sacred. Like, we need to take care of our bodies. It's our responsibility. We only get one. You need to eat clean. You need to work out, you need to respect your body, you need to take care of it. It's not something to be taken granted for. And in that idea was you don't put ink on your body almost because it's disrespectful to it. It never was said in that way, but that was sort of the way I guess I interpreted it, and I knew if I got a tattoo, my mom and dad would not be impressed, so I never did that when I was younger. I guess sort of a lot of people in that rebellion stage when they're like 16, 17. Plus I didn't really have a rebellion stage. I was just at the gym training all the time. That's what I did. I was just focused in on that, and I didn't have time to be like, I'm an angry teenager and I'm gonna go and do stuff my parents don't like. So I didn't start fighting, actually ring fighting, until I was 20, and by that time I'd already had a number of things that I've sort of dialed in about my personality, which I was sticking to. I'm very stubborn. Once I decide I'm going to do something, or I'm the outcast, I become the outcast even more because I stick to it. I'm not giving up. For example, I've had times where I've gone on these year-long not going to eat any bad food phases. Somebody bet me one time that I couldn't go without junk food for 2 weeks. This was before I was fighting, so I did it just to prove a point. Then they said, oh yeah, you bet you can't go for a month. I did it. And then they're like, yeah, well, a year. And I ended up doing it for 2 years just to prove a point that I can do it. I can do what I set my mind to. I'm not weak. I'm not going to crumble. And then once I entered the fight world and everybody else had tattoos and I didn't have one, I went, oh, you know what? I'm sticking to my ground. I'm going to not have a tattoo, so I'm the odd person out. But also with that is sort of the element of martial arts. I was brought up as a martial artist. I was brought up to be clean cut, respectful, all that kind of stuff. Not saying that tattoos make you none of those things. There are many fighters who are covered in tattoos, who are very respectful, very nice people. Most of the fighters are, actually. I try to explain this to a lot of people who don't know things about fight sports. They look at fighters and they go, oh, they see them in the media, they're punching each other, they're all bloody, they have tattoos, and they go, ooh, that must be really scary people. And I go, no, fighters are actually some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. The person who will run across the street to help you if you're being mugged or somebody's being threatening, or the type of person you want around you. That's most fighters. Not the ones you see in the media all the time who are causing a big stir, just the really down-to-earth nice people. And they might be covered in tattoos. It doesn't indicate anything. But in martial arts, I was taught for that clean-cut look. Sort of the idea, if I have a child, or if you're bringing your child into a gym and you meet the instructor for the first time and they're covered in tattoos from here down, are you going to want to leave your child with that instructor? What kind of values do you think they're going to instill in that child? People associate tattoos with a certain type of person, which is very often, as I said, incorrect, but I wanted to be the person who's clean cut. I want to represent martial arts, karate, kickboxing as somebody who doesn't look the stereotype. I don't look like a fighter. I'm fine with that. I'm a good fighter. I don't want to look like a fighter. I don't need my face banged up. I don't need to be jacked up with loads of muscles. There are many different body types that can win fights. And if I walk in to a weigh-in, or I see somebody for the first time that I'm fighting and I shake hands with them and they go, haha, I'm going to roll through this skinny white dude. Probably had lots of guys who think that doesn't mean anything because then I usually go in and I win. And that's sort of the idea I've had about tattoos my whole career. I want to stay clean cut. I don't want to look like a fighter. I want to look like somebody who you might go like, oh yeah, he's a banker or something like that. Maybe he just left his university classes. Whatever the situation, I just wanted to have that idea. I wanted to be respectful to the arts in general, the martial arts, and just be somebody that the parents could drop their kids off to for class and they go, oh yeah, I'm really happy. I kind of want this instructor as my role model for my kids. That's always what I've strived for. I've strived to be a good instructor, obviously a great fighter, but a good instructor as well. Somebody that throughout the years I can see the students that I teach grow older and older, become adults. Most of the kids I teach start at 6 or 7, and a lot of them are still around at 20 doing classes with me. And just great, nice, down-to-earth kids. That's the kind of people that I want to produce. That's the influence I want to have on their lives. I don't want them looking at me going, oh, look at Sensei Gabriel has tattoos all over his arm. I want to go and get tattoos so I can be a little bit more like him. So again, guys, just to reiterate, I have nothing against tattoos. All the fighters out there who have them, who like expressing themselves, I'm assuming that's what it is, on their body, putting things that are meaningful to them, whatever the reason, that's fine. Nothing against that. I just didn't do it because, well, I've already explained it all to you guys. It's a big, long-winded answer to just why I have kept my body ink-free and why I'm never going to put anything on my body. Except for some scars. I got some scars up in here. You guys can't see them very well because I've had fantastic work done, because the guys who worked on my face were either plastic surgeons or ophthalmologists. That's an eye surgeon, I believe. So they've just done amazing work. When I leave the country and I come back with a stitch that they don't like, they go, okay, we're going to fix it. We're going to put it back. And then also, as I've mentioned to you guys before, my wife specializes in skincare and skin health. So she's able to give me all the products, something called derma rolling, where I can go over my face and keep my face from looking all banged up, all scarred up, keep my face looking like I'm not a fighter. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed just learning about me and tattoos and why I have none on my body. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like. If you haven't, get subscribed. Train hard, guys, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.